Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be shedding light on why most people do not invest time in creating intellectual properties. So why do most people desist from investing time in creating intellectual properties? Why do people have an aversion to doing so? Well, most people are lackadaisical. They prefer to abstain from working when given the option to do so. Most people also do not work in any capacity and are welfare aristocrats. Welfare aristocrats not only receive unlimited money, but also receive unlimited benefits as a result of refusing to work in any capacity in this control market economy in which people who work real private sector jobs based on voluntary demand subsidize the amenities, luxuries, accoutrements of the high life, and the unlimited money and unlimited benefits of the welfare aristocrats who have the utmost highest standard of living even though they refuse to work in any capacity. On the other hand, people who work real private sector jobs based on voluntary demand do not even receive 1/4 of a subsistence wage and often succumb to chronic stress, chronic fatigue, chronic burnout, chronic inflammation, and a reduced quality of life as a result of working a real private sector job based on voluntary demand. Real private sector jobs based on voluntary demand are often deemed to be dead-end, highly time-consuming, minimum wage, dispiriting, unfulfilling, undesirable, harrowing, distressful, brutally wretched jobs. So, to recapitulate, in sum, succinctly stated, most people do not invest time into creating intellectual properties because it requires a copious amount of work and people are reticent about working in any capacity. Producing intellectual properties such as videos, archived live stream broadcasts, songs, podcast episodes, audiobooks, ebooks, custom-made print-on-demand merchandise, online courses, software applications, mobile games, and customizable templates can be highly time-draining. Most people would prefer to not work in any capacity, and people are deterred from working because if they do work, then their standard of living will precipitously plunge, possibly even into the abyss, metaphorically speaking, because when they're no longer welfare aristocrats, they decided to ever pivot out of that lifestyle, then they would not only no longer have unlimited money and not only no longer have unlimited benefits, but would have to profusely work hard for the little money that they would receive if they became real private sector workers. On the other hand, if they remain as welfare aristocrats, they will be able to indulge in the utmost highest standard of living, perpetually receive unlimited money in tandem with perpetually receiving unlimited benefits from their handout payments. People work real private sector jobs based on voluntary demand, subsidize the amenities, luxuries, the unlimited money, and the unlimited benefits. That welfare aristocrats receive by providing them with transfer payments. So the welfare aristocrats are set for life. They're able to unconditionally receive everything that they yearn to possess without working in any capacity to do so, and they'd prefer to bask in stress-relieving activities all day rather than put forth time, energy, and effort into producing something. They don't want to make any contributions to the world, and they're deterred from doing so because if you work a real private sector job based on voluntary demand, not only will they lose their top tier high standard of living, but would be penalized for being productive, because in this control market economy, people work real private sector jobs based on voluntary demand, are eviscerated out of their hard-earned money, and is transferred in the form of transfer payments to welfare aristocrats who reap the fruits of the labor of people who work real private sector jobs based on voluntary demand. Most people who work real private sector jobs based on voluntary demand are insurmountably indebted, have poor health, are ailing in some form, and have abysmal lives. On the other hand, welfare aristocrats do not have to work in any capacity, have all their wants and needs unconditionally met, and are able to receive unlimited money in tandem with unlimited benefits in perpetuity as a result of refusing to work in any capacity. So, it is a double standard, but it is what it is. As per the creation of intellectual properties, people want to earmark their time into being entertained, people of antics, frivolities, people of divertissements. People want to be able to be captivated, be enthralled, be mesmerized. They do not want to invest time into creating intellectual properties to make meaningful, impactful, worthwhile, meritorious contributions to the world. It's much easier to be a consumer and consume content and consume products rather than be a producer. When you're on the other side of the coin as a creator, you need to strategically work hard 7 days a week for at least 3 to 15 years, for at least 14 to 18 hours per day to have a modicum of a chance of being successful as a creative or as an entrepreneur. Creating intellectual properties does require a copious amount of strategic hard work. It's an endeavor, it's a pursuit that's not for the faint of heart to undergo, and most people just do not have the mental bandwidth or stamina to sustain doing it for a prolonged period of time, and most people are deterred from dabbling into it because they do not think prudently, and moreover, they have no incentive to do so, because if they were to start generating revenue, then they may be ineligible to qualify to remain as welfare aristocrats in perpetuity. When you're a welfare aristocrat, you have unlimited money in tandem with unlimited benefits. But if you are pursuant of entrepreneurial pursuits, then you may no longer qualify to be a welfare aristocrat. There's no universal basic guaranteed income doled out, unfortunately. So people who work real private jobs based on voluntary demand do not have the luxury of being able to profusely pursue entrepreneurial pursuits. They do not receive stipends nor grants. And what happens is the dead-end jobs that they work dispossess them of their time, then they have very little time to pursue entrepreneurial pursuits. Whereas people do not work in a capacity, have all the time in the world to do as they deem fit. But even though they refuse to work in a capacity, they're given unlimited money in tandem with unlimited benefits. Whereas there's a divestment in the people who are productive and who create intellectual properties and who work, because their hard-earned money is being remitted, is being transferred in the form of transfer payments to subsidize amenities, the luxuries, the accoutrements of the high life, and the unlimited money and the unlimited benefits of the welfare aristocrats. So it just doesn't make any sense why there's no investment put forth in entrepreneurs. It doesn't make any sense that it's a double standard and that there's not a universal basic income. If there were a universal basic income and if people couldn't become welfare aristocrats, then they would be incentivized to work, because on that basis, someone wouldn't lose their welfare aristocrat status if there were a universal basic income and no unlimited benefits and no unlimited money for those who refuse to work in any capacity. But even if they want to pursue entrepreneur pursuits, they're recalcitrant, they're disinclined to do so because they do not want to lose their unlimited money and unlimited benefits, because if they start generating their own revenue that doesn't come from handout payments, then they could potentially lose their welfare aristocrat status. So there should be a universal basic guaranteeing. There should be a universal basic guaranteeing. There should be a universal basic guaranteed income, so that everyone can have an income floor and at least a minimum standard of living that they cannot fall beneath. Moreover, with a universal basic guaranteed income, it would provide entrepreneurs with opportunity to be pursuant of entrepreneur endeavors for far more time, rather than working these dead-end jobs that dispossess them other time so that they can earn a modicum of short-term relief to not lose their vessel to starvation. So I hope that you found this video to be intriguing and enthralling. Have a blissful day. Goodbye.